Hi and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do a first impressions video. For the most part, everything is drugstore. The stuff that it's not drugstore is pretty affordable as well. So yeah, I'm sorry I look a little different from the rest of the video. It's just I had a little issue with the intro. But if you're excited and if you like drugstore makeup, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Thank you. Okay, so first impressions. This new primer from Wet n Wild. The texture of this serum is obviously it reminds me of the Forsali type of serums. So you squeeze it and it feels very hydrating. It's a very lightweight texture. It feels very nice on the skin. It does have a scent. To me it smells like a little bit like cucumbery, but it's really like it feels very pleasant on the skin. So it does have a little bit of shimmer. I don't know if you're able to see in the bottle. It looks like it has kind of like a sheen, like micro glitter. Well, I wouldn't say it's glitter, but it does have a little bit of a sheen. So if you don't like shimmery stuff or whatnot, you might not like it. For pores, I decided to pick up this new Revlon. Well, it's not new. It's been out in the market for a very long time, but it's new to me. I heard I heard a couple YouTubers talk about it, and I wanted to pick it up because I do have larger pores, like around this area, and obviously, you know, my forehead has a little bit of fine lines, so I like to put that on my forehead. So it feels very nice. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't add texture to your skin. It actually feels very, very nice. In conjunction with this one, they work pretty good together. I love the way my skin looks. I love the way it feels. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel very sticky or extremely silicone. Like, it doesn't feel like that. It feels very smooth on the skin. It glides on really nice. I really like it. I got mine at Walmart and I believe I paid like $5 for it, so because it was on clearance, I believe. So yeah, I use the LA Girl, what is this? It's just a brow pencil. I like this one because it's very, very thin. What I use is my ColourPop No Filter Concealer. I really like this concealer for, I'm not a huge fan of the concealer for under my eyes, but I do like it when I put it on my eyelids. I find that it makes the colors show a little bit better. It makes my eye very smooth and the shadows apply pretty nice. Okay, so for the eyes, we're going to be using the NYX Sorbet palette. And here I'm just applying a cream shade just to seal either eye primer or concealer or whatever you use. Here I'm just applying more of a rusty kind of orangey shade in the outer corner and then build it up on my crease just to create a nice transition. This color is very nice and the shadows blend very, very easily. So what I do to one side, I do to the other. So here I'm just doing the same thing. Okay, so here I'm just gonna go with the Glamabronze brush. I love this brush, and I'm just applying a berry tone shade to the outer corner of my crease. I really like the way these two colors go together, and I feel like it gives it a little bit of more depth to the look. Usually berry tones tend to work really nice with my skin tone. After I applied the color on both sides, now I'm just going back with that rusty color and going over everything one more time just to make sure that everything is nice and blended. There's no harsh lines. And here to deepen it out the outer corner a little bit more, I'm just applying a mixture of a brown color and another berry tone. Okay, so then I'm gonna apply a mixture of a black and a brown, and that I'm just focusing it in right in the outer corner just to make sure that everything looks nice and I get a more smoky effect to the look. Using my concealer and a tiny brush, I'm gonna apply it so that I could cut the crease. And there's a little trick that I learned along the way. is that if you look up, you'll mark where your eyelid hits, and that usually is helpful. You can use that as a guideline for your cut crease, so that way you'll know where you would want to apply it. I find that for me, that's what looks more flattering, but I know that you know, some people like it higher, some people like it lower, so just a tiny tip. Once the concealer is applied, I'm gonna start adding a little bit of a shimmer shade. This color is very pretty because it doesn't have a lot of pigment, but it has a lot of shimmer, so it looks really nice. Next, I'm applying another shimmer shade, but this one is in a little it's a little darker, and that it's to help everything look a little bit smooth and you get a nicer grading effect. Okay, so this is a final look. As you can see, everything is nice and smooth, everything is nice and blended. This palette has been in the market for a while. This is nothing new, but it is new to me, and I really like it. I got mine on sale, but when I checked online, I want to say like $32. To be honest, the shadows are really good. They're very pigmented. They're very they go on very smooth. The shimmers are really nice. They blend really nice. It's a very nice palette. As far as whether it's worth that much, I mean, you are getting a lot of shades, but I don't know. I don't recommend you buying it full price. For me personally, for something like this, I would either wait until it goes on sale or use a coupon, or, you know, because to me it's a little pricey. It's good, it's really good, but to pay $30 something for it, I don't know. And it doesn't have a mirror, so I don't know. Eyeliner, I decided to try this LA Girl, what is this called? The Fineline. It's really nice. It's pretty black. It's a matte black. It goes on pretty smooth. It's a felt tip applicator, and it's very short compared to my other ones that I have, and I find that because it's so short and so sharp, it's a lot easier to get, you know, to get into the little crevices of your eye in the front. But the only thing is, when you try to glide it on, since the little tip is so small, you do have a little bit of a harder time, just at least for me, because I am used to the longer tip, so it's very easy. I could just draw it on pretty fast. But if the tip is not something that you care for, it is a really good eyeliner. It didn't bleed on my eyes, and that's some of the problems that I have with many other eyeliners, is that sometimes they'll bleed on my eye before I even finish my makeup. So yeah, but other than that, I believe this is around $3, and I think it's really good, and I think it's worth the try. So for mascara, I decided to try this Essence one. This is the Lash Princess mascara. I like the green one. I'm not a huge fan of the waterproof one. I don't know if it's, I really don't know exactly why they're so different, but on me personally, I prefer the other one over this one. I am gonna use it up, but not my favorite. Milani Screen Queen foundation. I don't think this is full coverage at all. I think it's more of a medium coverage. The shade range, I don't know if you are able to find your shade on this foundation, awesome. If you don't, you're not missing out in a lot, because it doesn't have, I like more of a full coverage, and I find that with this one, it took me like about 3 layers in order to kind of like build up, you know, a decent type of coverage. For me, this is more like a everyday type of foundation, something that you wear to work, or you know, whatever it is that you do in your everyday. I think this is something that, you know, you could just throw on. You can even apply with the fingers. I tried it with a sponge and I tried it with a brush. For me personally, I like the brush more, only because I was able to get better coverage with it, whereas with the sponge I had you know, the sponge will soak up a lot of the products, so I will have to go back multiple times. So for me, this is more of a brush foundation and more of an everyday, not necessarily something that I will wear for like a glam look. I mean, it looks nice, but it took a whole bunch of products. For concealer, I decided to try the e.l.f. concealer. This is the Hydrating Camo concealer. I tried the original version and I didn't like it. I really tried to make it work. I did a mini review on my Instagram a few months ago, and I had such a hard time trying to make that thing work. I tried it with different foundations, I tried it with different primers, and then the concealer would just, as soon as I would apply it with the sponge, like the sponge will pick it up, and it was awful. Like, I did not like it. So I was a little iffy about this one. So far it looks pretty good. As far as coverage goes, I mean, I can still see a little bit of my dark, I mean, I don't have really horrible dark under eye, but I do have a little bit of pigment right in the corners, and I'm still able to see a little bit of it. So same thing, I believe this is more for everyday, but I mean, it's not a bad concealer. I prefer this one 1,000 times more than the original, just personally. So for powder, I had seen a lot of people talk about this a very long time ago. Let's talk about the packaging, okay? This thing is huge. Like, it's literally half my face, and then you don't really get a lot of product. Like, the product is just sitting in half of this giant tub. Like, literally, you get product right here because the sifter is right there, so you only get product up to here. I mean, the powder is very fine. It did change the color of my concealer a little bit. It made it a little darker. But other than that, the powder is pretty fine. I don't find it that it's drying or anything. But honestly, I mean, just for the packaging, I wouldn't repurchase it. Like, that's just me. This is a Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Press Powder. This is what it looks like from the inside. This powder is so smooth, so smooth. It reminds me a lot of the Charlotte Tilbury, what is it called? I'll put a picture somewhere. But that powder is really nice. It's very nice for under the eye, very hydrating. And this powder is like so smooth, so soft. You don't need to go ham with your brush, because I tried it, like I did that, and then, you know, almost half the powder blew out. But it has a really, it has good coverage. I got mine in the shade, I believe mine is the shade 3 or 5. Oh yeah, I got mine in the shade 5. But I want to go back and get the 3 to try it for under my eyes and see if in fact it's a dupe. For contour, I use my Jordana contour stick. This is like $4 at Walgreens. This thing is amazing. I like that it blends very easily. I like it that it's not too cool and it's not too warm, and it really works with my skin. I have a couple shades, but the one I use today is number 3 in deep. So yeah, this is awesome. I really enjoy. For bronzers, I use 2. I got the Morphe, what is this called? The Mega Star bronzer. This thing is amazing. I don't know why it took me forever to purchase it, but it's really good. The size is pretty good. You know, your big brushes, fluffy brushes fit very nice. It's more on the warm like on the warm side, but it's not orangey, if you know what I mean. Like I really enjoy it. For shimmery bronzer, I tried this Revlon. I believe these are new. This one, it has a sheen, but it's a very subtle sheen. It doesn't have glitter or anything like that. It just has a very nice sheen. It looks so nice on the skin. For blush, I decided to use this Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in the shade Keep It Peachy. I love Wet n Wild blushes. This one comes with two colors. You can use, supposedly this is like a blush and this is a highlighter. For me, this is more of a blush topper. And depending on your skin tone, you could probably get away with using that as a highlighter. But the highlighter itself, it's really nice. It's very it has more of a cooler tone. It's not super warm for me. It shows on my skin a little more icy, like a tiny bit, not a lot, but yeah, this is a really cool product. I like it. They last forever in my skin, so that's one of the reasons why I continue to go back to Wet n Wild. They have awesome things. Next, bear with me, I like this setting spray. This is not for everybody because I know a lot of people don't want, I mean, especially if you're oily, you don't want to add any extra shine to your skin, but this one makes my skin look very hydrated. I mean, I don't know if it has anything to do with the longevity of my makeup, honestly. Like, I can't tell you that, but I do like the way it makes my skin look. It doesn't look powdery. Really enjoy it. For lips, I tried 2 lip options. I didn't like them. I ended up using this. This is not a drugstore lipstick, but if I'm able to find something that looks similar to it, I'll leave it. I pretty much liked everything. The only thing I'm not a huge fan is the foundation, only because I tend to like more full coverage foundation. Other than that, I mean, it's a good everyday foundation in my opinion. But yeah, this is what the makeup looks like. If you want to recreate this makeup for your Valentine's Day dinner or whatever it is that you want to do, or if you don't have a Valentine's and you're single and you just want to do your makeup, I really like this look. This is also a great idea if, for example, you're single and your best friend is single and you guys want to exchange things, or you want to make her a basket of stuff at the drugstore. I think a lot of this stuff, it's pretty affordable and they work very nice. Like, some of these things I've been having for a while, and like some of them are first impressions. So for me, I think I found a lot of good stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna start rambling, and thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the support. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one.